everybody, welcome to Whack and Roll Vagabonds. My name is Luke, I'm your GM, and I'm gonna be a gerbil diet.
Hello, my name's Tom. I play a magical young man named Phalark, and I hereby ban all solo arcs because I don't want to miss the best part of our story again.
Hi, I'm Dora, and I play Philippe, and I've completely lost all concept of time, space, and reality.
And I'm Al. I had to join a 12-step program to get me off of asparagus, and I play Gran.
A lot of the paranoia regarding this forest, kind of closing in on you, dissipates as you begin to walk, continuing your walk east. It takes a couple of hours, and then eventually you start to hear the sounds of the ocean. You arrive at a cliff. A cliff with what you can see as a very narrow path leading down a stark white face.
We're in Dover.
A few 100 feet down, along this narrow path, you can see what is definitely a cave. What do y'all do?
Insight check the cave.
That sounds like it's all fun, doesn't it?
What are you looking for? What information are you looking for from that cave, Al?
Danger!
You can't really insight check a cave.
Fuck you.
I can give you a perception check.
Fine. I've got...
So you spot any immediate danger.
I've got advantage on that too. Oh, 26. Isn't that 20?
Noise.
Oh my god. I think that... Can I just get a reminder? In our last session, one of you tried to divine information. It was you, wasn't it, Al?
Oh, yeah.
You had an eye look inside your brain, right?
It was... Oh god, I don't have the spell list now. It was locate creature, and I, shoved my hands into the ground to try and, see what was happening, and then I immediately saw something looking at me.
Yeah.
I think you kind of, it's not, the same thing, but you try to do a similar thing where, you touch the path, and you're very, attuned to these sort of, Fey paths after your time in the Feywilds. In a way, you're almost able to follow it down a little bit, and you are aware that inside that cave are the three hags, and when you try to define that information, you very much get a similar flash in your mind of them trying to enter your mind to kind of see you, and you see them right back. You kind of meet them on their own grounds, and there's almost a bit of a push and pull inside your head, and then all you hear is, "We're waiting, elderly one."
Look, this is really tense, but all I can think of is the ancient Egyptian laser eye battle from Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's a pull.
You alright, Gran?
Stay behind me and step carefully. We're going in.
Hang on, I've got an idea.
Oh?
And, Philippe, you still got that wand I gave you?
Yes, Mr. Phalark, here it is.
With my one gloved hand, I take the iron wand.
Yep.
I'm going to use it to charge up the shield that you gave me last time.
Yeah, you can do that. You kind of flick the wand, and you feel a little spark leave the wand and into the shield, and in the center of a shield, a single white rose blooms.
Okay, cool. That should... The thing that attacked us used this to block magic. It was really annoying, because I'm a magic boy. It should be useful.
I've just realised something. There were so many spells I didn't take because Yaga had them.
Oh no!
Well,
It's okay.
You can take that up with Al.
You opened this can of worms, now lie in it.
Fine.
We'll settle
That's
that.
a bad
We'll settle that the next time you have to level up, kiddo.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
I just
Okay.
want to say right now, hold person is an enchantment spell.
Philippe, you still have this shield. Mm-hmm. While you are holding the shield, you do gain +2 to AC.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm
Let's-
leaving that. I'm letting Philippe keep that.
Less squishy.
Now, the information you know about the shield, you do not know its exact effect. However, what Phalark does know is it somehow affects the casting of spells. That is the information you know about it, and it's specifically neutralizing or stopping spells, right?
So I won't... Would I be able to cast spells while holding onto the shield, or would I need to put the shield aside?
That's information you don't know.
Ah, shit.
Oh, Feb, can you do your thing?
Right, of course. Yeah, I can. And I think she kind of finds a safe spot atop the cliff, lights a cigarette, and hovers her hand over the shield. And she goes, "It resists my magic, but I can just sort of There. And she like looks relaxed for a second and she says, okay, it specifically allows you to deny spellcasters. It has some reflection in it. Okay, I've got it. And she describes the effect. So, what is Philippe's constitution modifier, can I ask?
My constitution. Oh my gosh, I have a +1. Wow.
Wow.
What?
So is this item now mine?
Yes.
Like, are you giving it to... Oh my gosh, oh thank you. I need to actually
Look,
start.
there's my squishy little boy. I thought you were dead.
Oh.
Alright? So, like, you can have the fucking shield.
So, the Shield of Grania. Magic item holds 1 charge. When forced to make a spell saving throw, the wielder always makes a constitution saving throw, +2. So it will be your +1, +2, so a total of +3 for you.
Okay.
Regardless of the spell. Or, if you are targeted by a ranged spell attack, you can raise the shield to reduce the damage by 2d10. If the spell damage would be reduced to 0, you may choose to expend charge and take the damage, but also redirect the spell's effect back on the caster.
I just have this image in my head now that Philippe's going to start using it as like a paint palette.
That's fucking cool.
Yes,
I actually love that.
Because fuck Grania.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Shield of Grania.
That's pretty good, Philippe, I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty dope.
Just
so,
make sure you stay behind it, yeah?
yeah. So dope that I don't have enough space on my character sheet, so I've added a new page in my spreadsheet.
Hooray.
I love this. Okay, so the three of you now make your way down that cliffside. Eventually, you do arrive at the mouth of the cave, and outside dangles wind chimes made of bones that clatter ominously in the wind.
Can I do a nature check to see what kind of bones they are?
Yes, and I would love it if you did. Al, you want something as well?
Yeah, I wanted to do an Arcana check just in case they're enchanted in any way.
Grand, could both of you please give me those? And
I want Philippe just to look because he feels left out.
Wait, Al, what's your Arcana?
It's +2 because it's on int.
Oh, wow, cool. I was just wondering why is the range not doing the nature check, but I'm +1 on both of these, so you're probably better at both of them.
I would be, yes.
Yeah, because I got a 5.
Oh, I got a 15.
you don't sense any enchantment on them,
Okay.
Grand. Phalark, they're bones.
Oh, Deb's bones, though.
Like, I think you are aware that they came out of creatures.
Yeah. But apparently I'm a creature, so...
Listen, we'll be killed or we won't. Just, let's move along.
That's a very laissez-faire attitude, man.
I love it!
I'm not in the mood to argue about this. Let's go. I would have missed this if you were gone.
You start to head into the cave. It does not take a long. It's like a very short corridor, and as you even are at the mouth, you can see the campfire within. The cave widens out at the back. There are 3 figures hunched around this bonfire. The most obvious and notable figure in this cave is an 8-foot tall wooden woman.
Huh.
Oh.
She has this carved, motionless face with huge clacking iron joints and jagged iron teeth in her mouth, with sharp, nails that resemble fingers in perfect wooden spheres that make up her fists.
Cool.
Oh.
Just directly to the left of her, there's something, another creature tending to something cooking in the flames. It's very difficult to see because she wears her hair in these really long, straggly, damp strands that kind of obscure her. Her skin's lightly shining blue, and you can see some slight webbing between her fingers.
I've read the monster manual.
Finally, beside her, there's a third figure, rifling through a stack of bones and junk in the corner. She is a beautiful young tiefling woman with long black hair reaching the floor and lilac skin. She has 2 very small horns, just small sharp bumps that protrude from her forehead, one of which has a couple of gold hoops dangling through it, and she wears a very long, quite exposed silk robe. And I think the one at the fire is the first to speak, and she just says, "Sisters, our guests have arrived."
Oh no.
Morning.
The three of them all like turn to look at you. As the giant wooden feet creature turns, like you can hear like the joints groaning as she just goes. And then there's just like three like hollow holes in her face, staring down at you.
The Maidens of the Mire and Nord.
You mean 2 nostrils in the mouth, right? The eyes are fine.
No, it's two. Imagine a Lloyd from Animal Crossing: 2 eyes, 1 hole per mouth.
He's nice.
We all love Lloyd.
He takes my money.
I think that the tiefling one, steps forward and just says, "Maidens of the Mire is just a title, please. We have names. I am Fasia."
My Faja?
Oh my god.
You have spellies, Luke, as we go.
It's Phasia, Fasia.
Oh, it looks like phasia. Like aphasia?
Wow.
Like what? Fantasia?
No, aphasia. I can't.
Oh, that is a word.
Yeah.
I've had it in my head as Fasia for a while.
Fair.
So,
Phasia is.
but you're right. It is spelt the same way. So like, I think that the hunched one kind of whispers, "People call me San." San.
Is that the wooden one?
No. Then the wooden one speaks and just says, "June."
Nice.
Oh, scary.
I like June.
Yeah. The description kind of made me think of like one of those artist's dummies. Is that kind of the right kind of lines?
Yeah, so when I was kind of designing this, I was actually having a conversation about Tekken with some people from work, and she's very much based off of the character Mokujin, which is a wooden training dummy with iron, like, balls for joints.
Okay.
I love...
You know like when you're just hearing character descriptions and you're putting them together like this. So I've got an artist's training dummy, someone on Tumblr's Tiefling OC, and Blind Pew from Muppet Great Treasure Island.
Okay, this part you're killing Tom first.
No.
And I think that Fasia just sort of like gives like an elegant bow, and like you can very much see boobage when she does. Like the gown she's wearing does not like cover up when she bows down.
Generous décolletage.
Cool.
That's very much the point. And she very much just says, "And how can we be of service to such brave adventurers as yourself?"
We seek access to Elysium.
And I think that they pick up. Fasia kind of like looks at you. She's like, "Oh, Elysium. Of course, we have things that we can offer, but we don't offer anything for free.
Of course not.
We have our own requests."
Yeah.
Give me your side quests.
I think they look at you very simply and say, "The deal we strike is a fair one. We ask for one thing. You provide, and we will give you what you want. Is that okay?"
That depends on the deal.
I'm just flashing through my head all of those memes of like me sat there nicely whilst my mum deals with the clerk at the shops.
Yeah.
You two don't want to be making the deals more than you have to. I'm your lawyer and I'm present.
Fasia kind of smiles. She says, "Well, while we are sisters in our hearts, we all want our own things. It's simple. We take it in turns. It's the most fair way. Isn't that right, sisters?" And I think the other two kind of like quite reluctantly nod, and they say, "We take it in turns. You ask us a question, we will tell you what's worth the answer. So, what question would you like to ask?"
How do we traverse the plains to Elysium?
Fasia thinks for a second, and then smiles and says, "It's a simple thing that it would be easier to show you rather than say. What I can do is show you. And that is my deal."
Very well.
Okay. Could you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. That's just an 8.
Fasia kind of like bows, and like again, when she looks up, Gran, you see into her eyes, and like the eyes are more or less gone, replaced with like these star-like voids, and like you get lost in them for a second, and then it feels like you are falling. Mm-hmm. Your mind begins to burn as information about the cosmos that you were not prepared to know, and things you should not know as a mortal being begin to flood your mind as you fall. And like what you see is this beautiful golden blue place. So like mixtures of gold and blue that like you recognize immediately to be Elysium, floating among these other great discs in the sky. You notice one to be your own world. You recognize the continent of Suchai within it. And another, you see the Great Tree, the city of the Summer Court that you've seen before. And what you see is periodically tears between the two, like, circles. These sort of, like, tears in reality that certain creatures and certain beings jump through. You know, what you gain is that in order to traverse planes of existence, you need a source of great power. Something strong enough to literally tear a hole in reality. Most Fae lords and most Fae creatures have that power within them to travel between their own home plane and their home plane and the material plane. Now, the thing that you're going to gain the most information about here is that things from their own plane need less power if they're in the wrong plane. So, for example, if something from Elysium was on this world, it would require less power than a human being would take to get back to Elysium. It's like their energies are always kind of like pulling them back.
Right.
What is going to happen, however, Gran, you take 2 points of intellect damage.
I was expecting a lot worse.
Your mind, it was a d6, so it could have been a lot worse. As your mind kind of floods with this information, like you feel like this pounding headache when you land.
Gran, are you okay?
Oh, bastard of a headache.
I miss
Well-
good berries.
How often did you actually use them?
I don't know, I have fond memories attached.
Okay.
It was nice having the option.
Well,
All said with a smile, it's not like, we're not being snarky.
Yeah.
no, I know. I trust my wings. Well, I can see how to traverse the plane. I've seen how. What I lack now is the means.
I think she then says, no. Next question comes from one of the other two.
I was just relaying to them what the information that
okay.
I received. Thank you.
Cool. We'll happily say that's then passed through.
So, we need a lot of power, but we need something from Elysium. Is what you're
Well-
saying.
You either need more power and not something from Elysium, or something from Elysium and a little bit less power.
Maybe we should ask about see what would generate enough power.
Yeah, do you want to do that then?
Yeah, sure. Excuse me. My question to you is what would generate enough power in order to, if we want to get the thing from Elysium?
San opens her mouth to speak, and then like she's like, well, what I can, and then June completely overrupts and says, June!
Yes, June?
So June has been like very much in like a cross-legged position. June like plants like her like nails in dirt and starts to like move as if she was going to crawl towards you. So she's hunched over, and this hollow face looks at you and says, June, fingernails.
Yes, I have fingernails. And Philippe's just going to hold out his hands.
Accept deal.
Hang on a moment.
And what do you want with my fingernails?
Fingernails.
Oh boy.
Is this going to hurt me?
Yeah, you can just. You don't have to give the whole things.
Is anyone able to translate for your sister a little bit?
How many fingernails? Are we talking one? Are we talking two? Or is it my whole hand?
June like lifts up one of her iron knuckles and holds up 2 nails.
What about clippings? Are you taking the whole nail or just a little bit of nail?
The head starts to shake. Fingernail.
I mean,
There goes that.
Phelark looks at Feb and that doesn't sound so bad.
It's better to beg forgiveness than ask permission for Philippe. Should have just given your finger the clippings.
Okay.
So, choose your 2 least favourites.
Philippe's is gonna go for his non-dominant hand because, you know, it fucking hurts like a bitch when you've got a nail injury and you're trying to draw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Philippe, you don't have to do this, Philippe.
Please be careful. I am a small boy. I cry easily.
Philippe takes 3 points of damage. The 2 nails that June were holding up, like, she just sort of like reaches them down, narrows them, and puts them underneath your fingernails and just lifts.
Oh!
Once they're off your fingers, she reaches down, picks them up, tilts her giant whole face back, and just drops them in her mouth.
Why did I get the scary one?
Phelark does start to rush forward and kind of put Philippe behind him.
Yeah, Philippe's crying. He's crying a lot. That would hurt like a motherfucker. Oh my god.
That would hurt real bad!
Jesus!
I have
not-
healing
it's not
kits.
Jesus.
I'm here to help the poor wee boy.
Oh.
June kind of tilts head, I think it's confused by the pain.
Philippe, one of us could have done that.
No, I need to be more useful.
Oh, stop. I'm just cradling Philippe. I'm just no, shh, it's okay. And I'm bandaging his wee hand.
And then June speaks and says, "Great power, magic power." June turns to one of its sisters and says, "Tell about man." The 2 kind of look and go, "Yes, I suppose that would be an adequate answer to the question. You are not the first to ask about this particular question. There is another. The power that you would require to create a hole to Elysium especially. If you think about it this way, you need to generate enough magical power to break through their magical power. And what on earth could create so much power that it could break through the source of all magic? You would not be the first person to ask us such a question. There is another. And from our knowledge, he has been gathering every relic he can from Elysium. And I believe may very well be preparing to tear a hole himself."
Another NPC.
No, it's been Philippe.
Oh, God.
No.
No. How are we supposed to find them?
Well, that's another question.
And I think that when you say that, the 2 other hags look towards San in the center. As San, whispers and says, "You're such a pretty one.
Oh, no.
I want it.
Oh.
Let me take your pretty.
You don't need to do that. Come on.
I want it."
What do you mean?
Yeah, we're going to have to iron some of the details of this contract out a wee bit.
I make it ugly.
And will this involve ripping Phelark's face off? Just a question.
San shakes her head.
Okay.
So we're talking actually ugly though.
She nods.
You've got disguise kits.
I do. This is not even a thing. It's just I think Phelark would deliberate
Have to mourn
for a
for a bit.
second. Hey, look. We're all making sacrifices here. You know what? My face is on a lot of wanted posters. Yeah, this is probably for the best, isn't it?
Well, that's also a good point.
Go on then. He's very kind of nervous and not happy, but
Dreading.
he's kind of gritting his teeth.
San raises one of her webbed hands, and Phelark begins to feel physically nauseated. You could throw up at any second, and you begin to feel your skin moving around your face.
Mm-hmm.
When the skin begins to stop moving, Phelark has a few not large deformities, but let me just ask, what would Phelark call his favorite part of himself?
I don't think it would be on his face.
If Phelark was to look at himself and be like, "Damn, that's an attractive Phelark," what's causing him to do that?
Depends on who's drawing him. I think he has a good nose. he likes the sort of the tip of his nose that it's upturned at a nice angle. It is cheeky, and yet, still. This is how he thinks about it. It's cheeky but still alluring. He thinks.
Yeah, I think that it winds up being quite hooked now. Like there's a big wart on one side of it, and going from your forehead down to your right cheek, so the left of your forehead down to the right cheek, going across your nose, you have a huge scar now.
Oh man, I'd love a facial.
So all the
scar.
fan art is now completely invalidated.
Thanks, bro.
I'd love a face scar. That'd be so cool.
Oh, that's what the old man was for. Thanks. I think Phaelach's just kind of he's got hands over his face from when he was feeling ill there.
Yeah.
And he's just sort of tapping it with his eyes closed because I think he just turns to Gran and just moves that hand a little bit away. It's just how bad is it?
Should I do a constitution check to see if I can keep a poker face?
That would be a deception check.
A deception. Oh, I'm very good at deception now. 23.
What are you telling him?
If I looked in the mirror and I could see that face, I wouldn't be upset. I'm telling you that much.
Cool.
I think as you turn back to San, while her hair is still covering most of her face, she's patting her own face, and the greatest insult of all, you very much see your nose, the exact shape on her face.
Yeah, enjoy it.
She licks her lips and says, "The person you're looking for, you've met before. Travel north from here. You need only speak his name and people will know where to find him. He is a baron."
Fuck off.
By the name of Outern.
Ooh.
How does Phaelach feel about that?
Phaelach, I think he drops the hands that he was still kind of the one hand that he still kind of had on his, hovering over his face a bit, yeah? And he says, "Oh, well, it's, hang on, let me think. Oh, right then, well, that's, yeah, okay, I can deal with that. That makes things easier." He's suddenly not really thinking about his face anymore.
I think that the hags kind of look at you and say, "Do any of you have any other questions for us?"
I daren't. Thank you,
I do
though.
not want to lose any more fingernails.
Yeah, I mean, I think Felix was going to say no as well. I don't think he wants Feb to risk it,
Yeah. Theb has been deadly quiet this entire time. She does not look like she is ready to make any sort of conversation.
Yeah, that's
with
fine.
these things. And I think that then the Fazia kind of takes a bow and says, "Well, it has been a pleasure. But before you go," and she pulls from a pile 3 bone glasses and a bottle of wine, and just pours the 3 glasses, holds it out. She says, "A toast to your good health."
I am a child.
Can I do a quick detect
Poison and disease?
insight?
I got that. No, I've got detect poison and disease.
Oh yeah, you can do that one.
Yep. I think you kind
What's
of
that roll?
wave a hand.
No
I
idea.
don't believe you need to roll on anything for detect poison disease. I believe with most detect spells in D&D, it seems a waste to burn a spell slot to look at something and then not get to look at it. So you wave a hand, and I think it's supposed to be if there is anything wrong with it, that it glows. Let me just double check. I've pulled up my book just in case. Detect poison disease. You can sense the presence and locations of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases from within 30 feet of you, and you identify the kind. This cave is not sanitary, to say the least.
Sure.
But the wine itself does not seem to have anything wrong with it. It as far as you're concerned right now, it's just wine.
Okay, it's just
No,
wine.
nothing else is in the glass.
And she only produced 3 glasses?
Oh, 4. Theb's here too.
Right. Won't you also have a drink with us?
Of course, we shall.
Excellent.
Pours from the same the same bottle.
We'd hate to be considered rude guests.
I mean, Phalok kind of... I mean, I feel like we know at this point that these guys do all of their shady stuff through deals and things, right? This isn't...
Yep.
These
This
aren't
doesn't-
fae folks, they're just hags.
Yeah. And it is wine.
Everyone give me an Arcana check. I'll do it with advantage.
19.
Arcana's +2, so that's 16. And 19.
I rolled 18.
18. Cool. None of you are going to fall for this then. One of the ways that a Fae will make a deal is to give you something first and then request something back for it. You can't obviously give back wine you've drank.
Yeah.
So,
I can pee.
do not take food or drink from fairies.
They're not fairies, they're hags.
They are Fae folk.
Oh my god.
Oh, fine.
Hags are Fae folk.
Fuck the Fae.
Fuck.
Not quite my vintage. Thanks. And, coming Gran, Philippe, Feb.
Yes, let's.
Yes. Let's go. Philippe's just gonna quickly shuffle out very fast.
Yeah, I think that you hear Fazzy say, "How rude." As you wish. And
Philippe's a
the
child.
The four of you leave the cave safe and sound.
I mean...
I was so hoping I get to use some of the fights.
We will.
There was a fight with the Maidens that was going to be pretty good.
We will avoid
That's not gonna happen.
all of your combat, and we will. Hang on, what was it? We will not do your sewers, and we will not fail your checks.
My sewers?
Yeah, it was to get past the checkpoint. There was I don't know.
Was it sewer?
It was underground
It was
something.
It was a passageway through a canyon.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah, where you would have fought a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And just so you know, like out of character, I'm giving you this information because I love it. The reason that June collects body bits is that inside of her there is a friend that she barfs up, and it's a monster you have to fight.
Nice.
And it's just made of assorted gunk and body bits.
Meat monsters.
Yep, it's a meat monster. She also has the ability to barf insect plagues.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also, there was some really bad shit to fight in there,
Well,
but also some pretty good loot in there.
well, we're not going to.
The four of you leave the cave, and I think that as you do, Theb just kind of says, "Well, this is. You don't have to say anything, but it sounded like you know of this Eldern person."
Yeah.
Can I get that written down so I can?
Baron Audern is Awdern.
That looks like
Audern.
Audern.
Oh, I thought
Weird.
it was with a W.
You mean a U?
I thought it was an I thought it was with an L. Alden.
No, it's
Andrew.
Audern. AW. It's an anagram of
Andrew.
Andrew.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I killed one of my friends actually.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm
I
gonna kill
really
him
am.
back. And Phalok just walks forward. I guess on this cliff edge, we're kind of on a beach now. I guess are we? If we're
No. You
Oh.
you can progress northwards to get to a beach area, but
so I thought this cave was all right.
no, it wasn't on the shore. It was in the middle of the cliff.
Okay.
Anyway, back up the cliff. North.
You're on the shore of you're on the edge of the swamp, so yeah, there's probably some marshy area.
Mm-hmm. I think he just bends over a puddle of water or whatever else, and not the best mirror in the world, but he's just sort of holding himself by his chin and kind of angling his head, loving a look around. But he takes his I think he just takes his old highwayman's mask, puts that on. I can make it work.